Hey, good morning, folks. Sorry about that. Started late here this morning. Had a few other things going on, had to take care of, and had to finish up prep, obviously, in order to bring it to y'all live. So, gonna go ahead and jump right into it here. We'll get up for one quick second to close the door before things get started here. But I'll leave you with the earnings still coming up yet for this week. So should be some interesting ones here still, like I said, left here later this week with Palo Alto, PANW, Intuit, INTU, and obviously the big one really tomorrow is going to be around NVIDIA. Obviously be some interesting stuff too with Snowflake and Splunk. Can't stand Splunk, but whatever. So still some interesting things left for sure on earnings. In terms of econ stuff, hopefully we don't have another AI generated image swing type of thing here for today. But in any event, this is the kind of the econ stuff we've got coming up here for today. Pretty basic stuff. Obviously Fed speak, and I'm sure there's another 22 Fed speakers lined up for today as well. So getting right into it, I'm really just going to focus, I think, here today in the next couple and see how this plays out, see if there's any feedback. Checked out, but we'll give it a shot. Is just kind of note the extra kind of outside or things that are particularly interested in. Folks can pause and see kind of the other context and things that are highlighted in there. That's the whole point of just pointing out things off of the prep output. So big one up on the upside there is going to be that outside kind of extreme zone we noted there, and at the minute SVXY is 70.93, so just basically unchanged, but really the big one would be up here. This would be really kind of an extreme move. Obviously on Friday it was 220 for the move, so that'd be a pretty big outlier type of move to go up that far, but still there nonetheless. And then on the downside, kind of the outside extreme, weekly trend guide 2, weekly full ADR, structure, and MPP. VIX not quite as clean today in our minds, and we chose to actually ignore this MPP WPP zone. It's been over and under so many times, so much, and candidly we probably would have ignored the trend strength reference point had it not been for this historical structure at the 1736 level and the fact that there's the 20-day EMA in there. So like, had it not been for that, we probably would have ignored it. Definitely going to keep an eye, though, again today on weekly trend guide and daily trend guide, especially with exactly where we stopped yesterday, and also is the tier 1 daily cheat on that particular one. So not the cleanest, like I said, but it's still relatively straightforward. Moving on to SPY, so a couple things that are of interest to note here is, potentially, maybe we get a div here at this monthly trend guide reversal too. The big one that really I'm trying to watch for on SPY and the Qs, etc., is, come up and let's tag this, quarterly trend guide, and then let's reverse off of that. I think that would be the super interesting one there on that particular setup, and see how things go. The other thing I would note is obviously at this trend guide weekly pivot zone, it's combined into one, and also that there's a swing anchored VWAP from May 16th at the close of that particular day. I don't think there's anything else really to note here, other than obviously the other big part is this August 22nd gap fill, or August of 22 I should say, gap fill, which today is also full ADRs. Yes, it's down a little bit, but nothing of anything. It's basically unchanged from yesterday. Qs, again, try to go through these. So just really kind of note that we added the weekly pivot swing anchored VWAP there. The big one, again, that we really are looking for and would really love to see, and then kind of the pullback off of that would be come up and tag this quarterly trend guide reversal, full ADRs actually today, weekly trend guide reversal. So go up there and tag that. Especially interesting because it is the tier 1 daily cheat for today. So I think that'd be really interesting on that particular part. And I think ABCD is up just to right around that area. I think it's actually up near that 342-esque type of mark. I don't think there's anything else in here on the cues. Obviously, if we do get, start pulling back before then, then really need to hold this weekly pivot, swing anchored VWAP zone. Or we could come all the way back down and try to retest this 20 at the 326 level here, which should be the look, kind of that weekly trend guide, monthly trend guide reversal, etc. So I'm going to move on again. ES, so bigger kind of outside-ish things to note. Really that quarterly trend guide, like I was talking about in SPY, that would be really nice to see us go up, tag, and then reverse off of that. That would be, get a lot of folks really messed up on, I think, offsides, and then start trying to buy stuff way up there. The other big one is noting that there's this NVPOC sneaky right at the monthly trend guide reversal. And today it's also right at the Tier 2 daily cheat, and weekly photo ADRs is in that block there too. I don't know that really there's a whole lot else here to go over. I will mention I did leave. This is actually pretty damn much the same trend strength reference point zone. Actually, like, the ES was pretty much the same damn exact zones as it was yesterday. The one that I will note actually that doesn't have anything is I noted a zone here with the 20-day and daily anchor VWAP. So the look, and it's also right here, right on that trend line. So that would be pretty nasty if we decided to fail this very short-term frame or shorter time frame trend line there. We came down, poked, and tested it earlier. Looks like we might decide to do that again here, but I think that's basically about it on ES. One thing that is definitely helping here in ES and some of these others is, 20-day keeps moving with just kind of like these push ups and then pull backs, push up, pull backs. Like we're just slowly inching kind of up and then pulling back a little bit, and so that's definitely helping to keep that 20-day super close in that regard. I mean, hell, even the 50 is all the way up at 41.20 now. So yeah, we're pushing, but that 20 and 50 day are continually kind of staying right there with us. Okay, so moving on to NQ. So a big thing again, note, like I talked about, wanting to see that bigger zone on the Qs. Getting up here into the NQ side, would really like to see this quarterly trend guide reversal. We've historically seen some, pretty good reactions at the quarterly pivots there. So, maybe not a today thing, maybe a tomorrow thing, maybe not even at all this week. And of course, you certainly have monthly trend guide reversal 3 there, but really, kind of hoping for coming up and grabbing this one there, and that, or even shooting a little bit past, and then using that to start into some entries. A couple other things to note in here. So, added this one NVPOC swing anchor VWAP full ADRs right there at 13,800. It's really kind of close to obviously where we're at now at 13,892, 882 is where we're at right at the moment. So a lot closer by than one might think, and just really kind of below that trend guide reversal. And this one didn't draw in and note the trend strength reference points. Just obviously it's right in the middle, but there's so much other stuff in here. It just felt like too much, candidly. Let's see what else here. So trend guide noted that adjusted a little bit to include swing anchor VWAP, combo point of control. And then if we decided to take out and just kind of blow through all these things, wanted to note this, structure, supply and demand here. And then down lower we get to weekly trend guide, monthly trend guide reversal, i.e. the look is right in here too at the 13,500 level. Which again would also be kind of this this trend line, very similar trend line that we saw in ES. All right, gonna move on to RTY. So RTY extended this zone here quite a bit, as you can see. You could choose to break this into two if you wanted, and just kind of focus more on the quarterly pivot, weekly trend guide reversal, weekly full. Just kind of dragged it down to grab the photo just in case. I mean, I just realized I have some VWAP hygiene I didn't take care of on this chart. But in any event, RTY had a pretty good sized move yesterday, so did want to note kind of that photo ADR there, although it is, again, pretty close to full. See if there's anything else of particular interest. So we added, there's not an arrow to trend strength reference point. That was an added zone. You can see there we came down, tested, and held the top edge of that last night. But, you know, there's definitely a lot of structure through here. And then we pushed out, came through, and then we just pushed, and kind of like, didn't push, we shoved all the way through that supply and demand, today's trend strength yesterday. So we wouldn't be surprised if we came back down if we want to keep going on RTY. Come back down, retest this area here in real time hours, and then go up and push to go grab something like the 200 day, or go through trend guide reversal, gap fill, etc. in that block there. What else in here? I don't know if I have a whole lot else I wanted to hit up in here on this one, other than I guess we'll note that we combined the daily trend guide, monthly pivot, point of control zone into one, and really kind of dragged down the weekly pivot one. On this one, it's inconsistent, I know, but drag down the weekly pivot to include full ADR and ignore the photo. It's right between those. I mean, you could have taken it so it was just trend guide all by itself. Yeah, anywho, the other thing I'm looking at here is, you know, again, VWAP hygiene missed, was running behind, had some other things, like I said, going on. Really could have added a swing AV WAP right here at this low, and should put it up kind of at that trend strength reference point, which would be another good indicator to come down, test, and push off of that. So, in any event, that is RTY. Moving on to YM there. So, YM didn't feel as clean. Maybe it's because of just time constraints, whatever else. Didn't feel quite as clean. Did note and add this, actually left it because it's the same damn spot it was yesterday's weekly pivot trend strength reference point. It just left it because it's right there, and there certainly was some structure back through here, as you can see, but I don't know, it wouldn't hold a ton of weight. It's there, but you know, really it'd be kind of more interested in seeing some of this outside stuff. So come down to trend guide, quarterly pivot, photo ADR, or come up and test the 20-50 day swing anchor VWAP trend guide reversal zone there. Really just kept it that wide so that it could capture the swing anchor VWAP and 20-50 day type of stuff there. So, we'll also note we added, this is the same zone as yesterday, annual pivot, naked VA right there. And of course, between that or above that, you've got your full ADR multi trend guide 2 with an NV box hiding between those two spots there. So the other one that we left again from yesterday, really outside zone, would be way up here at the 34,100 level, so it'd be 1,000 plus points. And I don't see a lot of news type of things today that would drive that, but your weekly trend guide reversal 2 and the tier 3 daily sheet. This is also the same zone as yesterday, so weekly trend guide reversal, combo high volume node, definitely some structure through here, but again, kind of left that zone from yesterday as well. CL, so noting zones that are above and beyond, so get this weekly trend guide 2 zone here. Let's see where CL is 2 at the moment. Gonna fix this real quick. So CL is pushing up now into this trend guide reversal zone at 72.77. So clear this. Obviously, there's some structure here from last week at this kind of combo high volume node, weekly IB stat high. But really, it clears this. and would definitely be keeping an eye on this much bigger zone. Here, obviously, you can see we combined a few things. So you get your kind of full ADRs, 50-day EMA. And there's a lot of stuff right there with the weekly photo type of stuff right above it, and so that really is a huge zone. Could have broken it up, I guess, and marked off like photo ADR, weekly trend guide, combo low volume node, some structure definitely there, and then full ADR, quarterly pivot, 50-day, kind of as a separate zone. Certainly could have done that. I'll probably be watching it if we can get up there, and if I'm not already gone on on our morning walk, to come up, tag this, reverse, and then maybe go and grab the 50-day and whatnot. So, oh, and that sucks. I just realized that these two charts didn't update when I did my CL. So, anyways, ignore the daily and ignore this one because they didn't update and they didn't have the right stuff set on it. In any event, the other part to note is if we decide to fail all this, then we still have this kind of bigger zone down here, this gap fill from the 6850 the other week, monthly trend guide reversal 2. So I'll have to see how all that one plays out on that. And then last up, GC. Yeah, thankfully I was able to manage to get the chart to update on this. Was thinking about this one, we spent so long in this, upside symmetrical extreme on the 20 and 50 day that, and this is not quite a perfect, 50% retrace on this, but man, like, wouldn't that break just about every gold bug's heart there is to go down and really break down, put it into a 50-day buy-side symmetrical extreme. We obviously have gotten into it on the 20-day, but why not go and do and fill out the opposite side of the sell-side symmetrical extreme and go into a buy-side symmetrical extreme here and go down to this kind of 1910, go close this gap fill, potentially even close this gap fill down here, tag that monthly trend guide too. It's also, interestingly enough, the tier 1 OPEX cheat for June. So, I mean, that would be kind of a nice bounce. It would definitely be a huge reset off of those 2077 highs, looks like, and if memory serves, is up near around that area. So the other thing just to note and call out here is if we decide to forego all of that soapbox stuff, then potentially come all the way back up, grab up our weekly trend guide, weekly photo, weekly full is just right there, gap fill, combo point of control, or keep moving down and grab this quarterly pivot, structure and whatnot there at the 1932-ish spot, or again come all the way down and grab this stuff. Right now gold is kind of chilling right at this tier 1 daily cheat. Probably could have taken it down a little bit there. You've got, actually, it looks like, if I have the right ADR thing set, let's double check this. Checking something on the other screen here, folks, real quick. Give me a second. Yeah, no, that's not right. Okay, so yeah, so it's definitely kind of trying to hold this structure here right now. It's come up and is about to test the session VWAP there. So yeah, if reject there, then could definitely come down and see this this block here with monthly trend guide, weekly trend guide reversal, full ADRs, but it's really trying to hold this 1957 level there. Let's see what it wants to do. Again, tier 1 daily cheat, 1957 structure. You can see that just back here the other day. And obviously this bigger time frame gap fill that we just tick for tick back on the 18th. So in any event, that is it. That is GC. Hopefully everybody's had a great one. Hopefully these continue to help, prove fruitful, etc. I did see a couple people actually pop in, so that is nice for a change. And Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks everyone. Have a great day, and we will catch y'all later. Bye now.